Welcome to the legal segment of Sitare TV. My name is Sweta Khandelwal and I'm an attorney specializing in immigration and nationality law and practicing in the Bay Area. Today we are going to discuss the dependent category of non-immigrant visas. By dependent visas, I mean the H4, the L2, the F2 and the J2 categories. These visas are called dependent visas because the status of the person holding the visa depends upon the status of the principal applicant. For example, the family members of a person on an H-1B visa in the US will come to the US on an H-4 visa. The family members of an L-1 visa holder will be in the US on an L-2 visa. The student who is in the US on an F-1 visa, his or her family members will accompany the student on an F-2 visa, and so on. By family members, I mean spouse and children less than 21 years of age. Let's first discuss the H-4 visa. An H-4 visa holder in the US cannot work. However, he or she can study in the US, can drive, can even open a bank account. It's a common misconception that someone in an H-4 visa cannot work for money but can work if he or she is not paid. This is absolutely not true. If you are in the US on an H-4 visa, you cannot work at all, whether for money or not. So you cannot work as an unpaid intern, you cannot work as a trainee, you cannot work as a volunteer. This visa prohibits you from seeking any kind of employment, whether paid or not. Let us talk about the L2 visa. An L2 visa holder is much lucky compared to an H4 visa holder. This is because a person on an L2 visa can apply for an employment authorization document that will allow him or her to work in the US. Another popular misconception is that the L2 visa holders can work. No, an L2 visa allows you to apply for an employment authorization document, and it is this employment authorization document that will let you work in the US. It is not the L2 visa per se that allows you to work in the US. Again, many people have this wrong notion that you do not need to extend the status of an H4 or an L2 visa separately, or that it is automatically extended the moment an H1B visa or the L1 visa is extended. This is again not true. An H4 visa needs to be extended separately from an H1B visa, though the petition can both be filed together. However, there are additional filing fees and the process is also different. If you are in the US on an H4 visa or an L2 visa and you find that your visa was not extended at the time that the principal visa was extended, please contact an attorney immediately. The longer you stay without a valid visa, the more problems you're going to face later on, especially if you decide to apply for permanent residence. You may even be barred from entering the US. If you are in the US on an H4 visa and have at least a bachelor's degree or the equivalency to a bachelor's degree, you may be in a position to start a company and have that company sponsor your work visa or your H-1B visa. In one of the preceding episodes, I discussed the possibility of how a foreign national can start a company in the US and have the company sponsor his or her own visa. This may be a great opportunity for you to work in the US, especially if you are not in a position to find any employer willing to sponsor your H-1B. I hope you found this session useful. Again, if you have any questions, comments, concerns or issues that you would like me to address on this show, please send me an email at sweta@khandelwallaw.com. See you next week.